Despite clear signals from Trump not to move forward, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene followed through with her attempt to remove House Speaker Mike Johnson. Greene has been arguing for months that Mike Johnson is being used as a puppet for Democrats, which Democrat House Minority Speaker Hakeem Jeffries admitted. During a recent interview with CBS News, Jeffries stated, "Even though we're in the minority, we effectively have been governing as if we're in the majority because we continue to provide a majority of the voting necessary to get things done." Those are just the facts. So Democrats are openly mocking the Republicans, saying, we don't even control the majority and we own you guys. Now, earlier today, the vote arrived on the House floor, which was much earlier than expected. As Democrats previously promised, they saved Johnson in a vote of 359 to 43 by a mind-blowing huge margin. Now, in total, only 10 Republicans voted with Marjorie Taylor Greene to topple Mike Johnson, which showcases that she really is out of touch. Maybe not with the people, but she is out of touch with the voting base within the House Republicans. Now, following Greene's big loss, former President Donald Trump stated, "I absolutely love Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's got spirit, she's got fight, and I believe that she'll be around and on our side for a long time to come. However, right now, Republicans have to be fighting the radical left Democrats and all the damage they have done for our country. With a majority of one, shortly growing to 3 or 4, we're not in a position of voting on a motion to vacate. At some point, we may very well be, but this is not the time." Now, let me know over in the chat, what do you think of Marjorie Taylor Greene's move? And what do you think of President Trump's gentle rebuke to, hey, knock it off and get back in line so that we can continue to hold the House and try to win the presidency? Let me know your thoughts, please. Now, with the gavel securely in his hand, House Speaker Mike Johnson is now centering his focus on Biden's treatment of Israel. During an interview with Fox News, Johnson blasted Biden for withholding aid from Israel. He stated, "Biden is defying the will of Congress, and he's defying what his own top officials in the White House assured me in writing and verbally before that supplemental was passed, that even in the days since." So they've got to answer to the American people and answer to us, and we're on the right now. So basically, they passed $19 billion for Israel. They said that they would have Israel's back, and then they said, nope, we're not sending money, we're not sending weapons. Well, people are up in arms. Like over on Twitter and on the news, they are saying, we're never voting for Biden again. He just lost our vote. Others are saying, wow, he really wants the Muslim vote to take Michigan, and he's willing to do whatever it takes in order to stay in power, even sell out one of America's biggest allies. So I'd like to know from you what you think, but man, there is a lot of anger and vitriol online about this. All right, now I have a bunch more to share with you, including some big Trump family news. And RFK Jr. has just single-handedly ensured that he won't be stealing conservative votes from Donald Trump. All right, now 60 seconds from today's video sponsor. We're only halfway through the year, and I keep wondering, how much more chaos are we going to see over the next couple of months? Not to mention a corrupt medical establishment that I've personally lost trust in based on everything I've seen and reported to you over the last 3 years. It's time for us to own our healthcare by investing in proven medicines. So I've partnered with the Wellness Company. I want to tell you about their medical emergency kit. It has 8 life-saving medications that come right to your front door. One of them is a Nobel Prize-winning medicine that we were told was only good for cows and horses. Well, I now have peace of mind having this kit for myself and my family. It has antivirals and antibiotics right in our house in case things get crazy again. Now, I don't want to have to fight to get access to a doctor, like having to wait in line for the emergency room with illegal immigrants, or having to fight my own government to get good medical options. My kit even came with a medical guide that shows me different combinations for fighting 30 plus medical scenarios. Now, I'm going to leave a link down below. If you use my code AMAZING, you get free shipping and $30 off today. You never know what tomorrow will bring, so go get your kit today. All right, now, the wellness company is awesome. I contribute getting through a lot of the lockdown for my own family because of the information they shared. So I'm just so proud to be partnered with them. Now, Donald Trump, as he was walking into the New York courthouse today, gave his take on this Israel-Biden situation. Speaking to reporters, Trump accused Joe Biden of making a political decision opposed to the right decision, and claimed any Jewish person who voted for Biden should be ashamed of themselves. And he's not the only one. I'm seeing so many people coming out on Facebook and on Twitter and here on social media, even on TikTok, saying, Joe Biden just lost my vote. I will never vote for him ever again. And there's a lot of people saying, how could you abandon one of our allies during a war? So I know there's a lot of mixed feelings. I'd like to know from you, is Biden making the right decision or the wrong decision? Now, shockingly, CNN's senior political commentator, Scott Jennings, defended Donald Trump in response to Obama's former advisor, David Axelrod, claiming that Trump was impeached for a different reason. Jennings stated, "We impeached the President of the United States for withholding military aid authorized by Congress from Ukraine, $400 million. That was the basis of the impeachment. This is congressionally authorized military aid for our ally, and he, Biden, is withholding it for political reasons." So basically, the very thing that they impeached Donald Trump for, they've now done themselves, right? The White House is withholding aid from an ally, congressionally approved aid, and it's during wartime. The Ukraine wasn't even at war with Russia when Trump did it. And yet, you know, like, they don't see through their own hypocrisy. And I think it's because they don't want to see through their own hypocrisy. Now, I'm calling this out, but others did as well, including Republican Senator Tom Cotton, who realized this hypocrisy and basically pointed it out. He is now saying that he's going to be taking to the Republican Party tomorrow this idea of impeaching Joe Biden over mishandling foreign aid money for an ally. So could Joe Biden be impeached for the exact same thing that Trump was? I kind of doubt it, right? Like, you have the documents. No, we're going to let Biden off the hook. I just don't know if it will happen. But this is what he had. This is what Senator Cotton had to say. The House has no choice but to impeach Biden based on the Trump-Ukraine precedent of withholding foreign aid to help with re-election. Only with Biden, it's true. So he's saying, listen, you may have to impeach him just because it's the exact same thing. Like, there is now precedence for trying to remove a president because of this. Now, even with the clear threat of impeachment on his doorstep, President Joe Biden has doubled down and threatened to withhold even more weapons from Israel if they invade the city of Rafah in Gaza. During a sit-down interview with CNN, Biden claimed that he will also ban sending artillery shells, not just bombs like previously thought. According to the president, Israel has not yet entered Rafah, but has pushed towards the city's borders. If I had to guess, Biden will definitely get impeached once Israel invades, and he continues to withhold that. Now, I say once they invade because Israel says, we don't care if the United States of America abandons us as their ally. we are going to remove Hamas no matter what it takes. But let me know in the comments, please, do you guys think that Joe Biden should be impeached? I mean, literally, it's the exact same thing that they tried to impeach Donald Trump for. Yeah, you guys, you know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, now, earlier today, during Trump's ongoing hush money trial, his attorney, Susan Nishelli, attempted to discredit adult film actress Stormy Daniels after he provided her testimony. Nishelli's pointed towards Daniels' move to profit off the story, seemingly inconsistent details of her story and her controversial career as a way to discredit her. But in my opinion, Nishelli wasn't able to accomplish much as Daniels denied much of her accusations. Now, there was a tape played where it sounds pretty clear cut that they were trying to extort money out of Donald Trump, including saying, get that money out of him now, because when he loses the presidency, I'll lose my leverage. So remember, she's broke. She has no money. She has a legal court order to pay Donald Trump $300,000, more than double what he supposedly paid, which it looks like now more and more, it was just legal fees. And now Michael Cohen's has been referred to the Department of Justice to be reviewed because they say he lied to Congress 4 times. Now, wouldn't that be interesting if he comes forward as this star witness and then ends up being thrown back in jail because he perjured himself and lied in order to extort the former president? I think that's where this is heading. I also think that they are going to end up discrediting Stormy Daniels, because the other thing that came out is one of the reasons that she is wanting to do this is because she hates Donald Trump so much. So, like, either he did it or he didn't, but you can't just bear testimony against somebody because you hate them. Like, that's not good enough for a jury. That's not good enough for a judge. All right, now some big news for the Trump family. Trump's youngest son, Barron Trump, who recently turned 18 and will be graduating high school, is reportedly interested in pursuing politics in the state of Florida. As part of his first gig, Politico has reported that Barron Trump has been selected by the Republican Party of Florida to serve as an at-large delegate. This type of delegate is special because he would be representing the state of Florida as a whole at the national convention, rather than being tied to a specific congressional district or a local party chapter within Florida. Now, according to a source from the Daily Mail, Barron Trump is far more politically interested than most people realize, which is shocking to see at the age of 18. But, I mean, he did grow up in the White House during his formative years, right? Now, hopefully he doesn't get nearly as much hate as his father, but I'm sure he knows going into this that it's probably going to be an uphill battle. But as of right now, it looks like another Trump is getting into politics. Now, RFK Jr. pissed off a lot of pro-life voters after he claimed that a mother should be able to abort a full-term baby if she wants. RFK stated, "We should leave it to the woman. We wouldn't have the government involved." Now, I'm shocked that he and others are so comfortable with aborting a baby at 8 months, 9 months, the day before it's born. I mean, it's a really odd thing to me. I mean, I can kind of mentally get behind, like, okay, I slept with somebody, I'm going to take the morning after pill, or, oh man, this thing doesn't have a heartbeat yet. I mean, this is like gray area, right? But come on, man. Like, if you've had any kids at 6 months, they're moving around. At 8 months, they're moving around and kicking and like moving. Like, you can see the belly moving on a woman. I don't know. I think that him saying that he's comfortable with a woman aborting a full-term baby, I don't know, man. There's a lot of things I like about him, but he and I just happen to see the world differently when it comes to abortion. Now, Trump's other son, Don Jr., has pointed to statements similar to this to argue that Kennedy is competing with Joe Biden for who is further to the left, who's more progressive, right? Who's more liberal. Don Jr. stated, Republicans are waking up to realize, as I've been saying here for months, that he, RFK Jr., actually is competing with Joe Biden for who is further to the left, which really says something. Now, I'll leave you with this final statement, and I'd like to hear from you in the comments. Today, Donald Trump said, your problem, speaking to America, is from the left. It's not from the right. Big problem from the left. It's from within our country. In my opinion, a bigger danger than China and Russia. So President Trump is saying most of your problems are coming from the left, not from conservative values. And our problems are right here at home. They're not abroad. And that they're actually worse than Russia and China. Now, I'd like to know what you think about that. I mean, think about most of your problems in life are probably financial problems, right? Like the price of gas, cars, buying a house, rent, food, getting your hair done, things like that. All of those have become more expensive, which puts you in danger. And like, that's way more relatable than, is Russia going to attack us? Is China going to attack us? I think the answer is no. That doesn't mean they're not dangerous, but as far as making a real difference on your family, I do believe that President Trump has some truth to what he's saying. In fact, CNN interviewed President Joe Biden yesterday and pointed out how everything has become more expensive. Wages aren't keeping up with inflation. The American people trust Donald Trump on the economy more than Joe Biden. And what was Joe Biden's reaction? He said, they have the money to spend. So basically, all the financial tightness you're living through, your increased bills, your higher groceries, he's basically telling you to suck it up because you've got the money, and that you've got the money because of him, right? Like his response is, they have the money. Like, what a jerk. Like, even for people that like Biden, like, don't you want your leader to at least have a little bit of sympathy for you? This guy has no sympathy. Let me know in the comments, let's just do what CNN did. When it comes to the economy, your job, money, inflation, do you trust Donald Trump more? Or do you trust Joe Biden more? I want a T for Trump and a B for Biden. And according to CNN News, who loves Biden, licks his boots, kisses his backside, they told him right to his face, the American people trust Donald Trump more than they trust